And speaking of reality TV, you know, I've decided to go back to the Braxtons because remember last season I was a friend to the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Word on the street is things behind the scenes of the Braxtons are going off the rails. The producers are reportedly fed up with all the chaos between the sisters, and it got so bad they had to shut down filming after a wild blowout between Tamar and the rest of the crew. Tamar swore she wasn't doing the show anymore. But guess what? She's still showing up and stirring the pot. And it gets messier. Word is during filming, Toni stormed off set. And Trina, she's apparently fuming. Why? Because Tamar brought their niece Ashlee onto the show to put her ex, Gabe, back in the spotlight. Trina didn't sign up for that drama, and she's not having it. Now let's talk money, because apparently that's a whole other fight. Sources say Tamar and Toni are cashing the biggest checks, and the rest of the sisters aren't too happy about that. It's turning into a full-blown roller coaster, and nobody seems to be getting off anytime soon. But here's the kicker. Despite all the behind-the-scenes drama, WeTV has renewed the show for a second season. Yep, the cameras will keep rolling, and the sisters are promising to bring back the laughs and focus on reconnecting as a family. One big storyline, Tawanda's wedding. She already made it clear, invite only, no plus ones, and no cell phones allowed. Sounds like they're keeping it exclusive. But don't worry, most of what went down is definitely gonna hit our screens. That is, if they can even finish filming this season. Word is, production on season 2 of the Braxtons is on full pause right now. Yep, filming reportedly got shut all the way down after Tamar got into it with her sisters again. And honestly, are we even surprised at this point? Sources say Toni Braxton had enough of the madness and literally walked off set. She's over the nonstop drama. Apparently, Toni reminded them of the promise they all made to Tracy before she passed, to stick together and stop the fighting. But instead of honoring that, things have only spiraled even more out of control. And get this, none of the sisters showed up to the premiere of Tamar and Miss Evelyn's cooking show, not a single one. Reports claim there was a major blowout just 2 days before the event, and it was so bad they skipped the premiere altogether. Now, maybe they had reasons not to show up for Tamar, but to not support their own mother, that's cold. And while no one's spilling full details about the drama, it's clear Tamar is right in the middle of it all again. There's also speculation Tawanda might be mixed up in this, too. She dropped a not-so-subtle post saying, "To everyone who has distanced themselves from me, kindly stay there." Whew! We already saw in season 1 that Tamar and Tawanda could barely stand each other. When they sat down with that grief counselor, things were okay at first. Until the counselor asked Tawanda how it felt not to have access to Tamar. Before?
I respect where people are. I don't engage. I don't pour into certain types of energy. I make different choices in my life. And that's just where I am.
But this is TV, Josh. outside of yesterday and today, when was the last time you talked to me?
I don't recall. It wasn't my birthday because you didn't call me.
Your birthday's September, here we are in March.
Tawanda could even answer. Tamar jumped in like, Tawanda doesn't care. The tension was real then, and it's clearly still boiling now. Tamar didn't hold back. She called out Tawanda for putting more energy into staying close with Toni and Trina, while barely keeping in touch with her. Tamar claimed she's usually the one making the first move, and that Tawanda only hits her up when the cameras are rolling. In that same episode, Tawanda admitted she couldn't even remember the last time she and Tamar had a real conversation. What really stung?
Tony's in your household.
They call me. I talk to them every day.
Girl, you don't answer the phone.
That's
Girl,
not true.
Stop.
Let's be specific. Did you call me yesterday?
I did, actually.
Did I answer it?
Well, because we're taping now.
No.
But before...
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh,
when you called me, every time
girl,
you called,
that is not
every
the truth.
time you called, I answered. Every time you text, I answer. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact.
So I'm a liar.
No, you said that. I didn't call you that. That's the word that you're using. Everyone knows that I always have receipts.
Tawanda said Tamar didn't even reach out for her birthday back in September, and that's a big deal. Considering they filmed the episode months later in March, Tawanda seemed done with the back and forth. She flat out said she's focused on the people under her roof, her kids and her man, and that's it. No outside drama, no extra mess. So when Tawanda recently posted that cryptic message saying, "To anyone who has distanced themselves from me, kindly stay there," it doesn't take much guessing to figure out who she meant. Looks like that message had Tamar's name written all over it. Or maybe she's beefing with the whole family at this point. Let's not forget, just a few months ago, Tamar had a full-blown meltdown and shut down her social media accounts on X and Instagram. But before she disappeared, she went off posting wild messages claiming her entire family is toxic. She was airing it all out online, then popped back up just a day later like nothing happened. But the drama doesn't stop there. A lot of this heat might actually be tied to their niece, Ashlee, who's featured in season 2. Things got real heavy after she made some serious allegations, and it's clear the family is still shook by it. Trina, in particular, reportedly can't stand the fact that she and her ex, Gabe, are getting dragged back into the mess. Here's what went down. Ashlee claimed that her stepmom and her dad, Michael Braxton Jr., had seen some inappropriate text messages between her and her aunt's partner. At first, she said her aunt was supportive and really upset about it. But over time, something changed. According to Ashlee, her aunt's whole energy flipped, and it started to feel like she was being blamed instead. Ashlee said that as she got older, it hit her just how strange it was that her aunt stayed with that same partner. Like none of it happened. She even felt like her aunt believed she had started it or caused problems. And that's where it got even more painful. Ashlee said therapy helped her understand and cope, but made it clear she should have never been put in that situation to begin with. She also dropped a major hint that the uncle involved has a public platform, yet never spoke on what happened. And after everything went down, the whole family reportedly went silent. They were still out here breaking bread with the man like nothing ever happened. At first, folks assumed Ashlee was coming for Tamar, but Tamar shut that down quick. She made it crystal clear. Nope, it's not me. In fact, Tamar's the one who backed Ashlee, even saying she wanted her on the show and that she loves her and can always count on Ashlee's support. Eventually, people started putting the pieces together and pointed the finger at Trina and Gabe. And honestly, it made sense. Gabe had a shady past with some strange and uncomfortable behavior, and Trina stuck by him for way too long. When someone on Ashlee's TikTok guessed it was about Gabe and Trina, Ashlee liked the comment. That alone said a lot. Then it got even wilder. A user dropped a jaw-dropping comment saying they knew it was Gabe too. They claimed Gabe once tried to hook up with their then 17-year-old transgender cousin online. He allegedly offered to fly her out to Atlanta and book a hotel near the airport. They said it was all witnessed and recorded, but when they tried to alert Trina, they got blocked on social media. Trina started catching major heat after that. People weren't just mad about the rumors, they were mad that she knew what kind of man Gabe was. He had a long history of cheating, and yet she stayed. Folks accused her of protecting him, even when things got seriously disturbing. Some even said she looked the other way while he was messing around with both women and men, and that he had some extremely unsettling preferences. The internet did not hold back. Nobody expected that bombshell. Turns out, Gabe allegedly had some disturbing obsessions with underage girls, too. And when producers tried to confront it head-on, they asked Trina to film a scene with Ashlee so they could talk through the accusations. But Trina wasn't having it. She reportedly threatened to walk off set completely and told them, "It's not my story to tell." So now it's looking like Ashlee's presence alone might have been the spark that lit up all this drama between the sisters. But it could also be deeper than that. Word is there's major tension over money, too. Sources say Toni and Tamar are getting the biggest bags out of all the sisters, like six-figure checks to star in the show and develop other projects with the network. That kind of pay gap, it's got the rest of the family heated. And Mama Braxton isn't sitting this one out either. Evelyn is stepping right into the spotlight. She recently dropped a bomb about Vince, Tamar's ex, saying, "He's not who y'all think he is." According to her, the world saw Vince as this polished, perfect guy. But behind closed doors, he wasn't treating Tamar right. Evelyn made it clear that people only saw the surface, not the pain her daughter lived through. And if that wasn't enough, now Michael Braxton Sr. is getting pulled into the drama too. He's out here saying he's already apologized to Evelyn for cheating during their marriage 30 years ago. He claims he doesn't know what more she wants because he can't change the past, and everyone makes mistakes. But Evelyn isn't letting that go. She's actually writing a whole book about the affair and how she picked herself up from that heartbreak. Whew! This family's got layers of unresolved mess, and now it's all coming to light. Now let's talk about Missy Mama Evelyn. Some folks online are saying she might actually be the root of the problem in the Braxton family. The theory that all this fighting between the sisters might really be misdirected anger toward their mom. People are saying the sisters argue with each other because it feels safer than confronting Evelyn directly. And honestly, it kind of makes sense. In dysfunctional families, it's not unusual for siblings to go at it instead of facing the real issue. And in this case, that issue might be apparent. Whew! Some even feel like this show has run its course. Like, do they even like each other anymore? From the outside looking in, it seems like they only tolerate each other because they're blood. If they weren't related, would they even speak? That's the real question. Still, season 2 is about to be a whole messy ride, and you already know the drama's gonna be off the charts. But I'm curious, what do you think? Is Trina wrong for staying quiet about what happened between Gabe and Ashlee? Is Tamar the true troublemaker here? Or is Mama Evelyn the one pulling the strings behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear everything. And listen, before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Seriously, don't miss out. We've got way more tea coming your way, and you don't want to fall behind. Hit that like button, share this video with your people, and let's get that conversation going. I'll catch you in the next one.